Hello. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome to my quick roundup of pop culture news for April 2019. I don't think I did one for March. I don't think I did. I don't know why. Maybe I was busy working. Maybe there wasn't a lot of news I thought that was justified. I don't know. I'm sure there was something. But if I didn't do one, that's why. This is quickly a little, I don't know why I'm doing that, roundup. I'm experimenting because year 4, Four Horsemen, amateur YouTube channel, Canadian, me, Dallas Stars hat, Colorado Avalanche, jersey. Clearly I'm recording this during the NHL playoffs. Greatest sport in the world for all my American friends and possible foreigner people that think soccer is a sport. It's not. So, 2019, April. What happened in April? Well, I know at the end of March, The Walking Dead, Season 9, ended. Yeah, I think all Canadians had an issue with that episode, especially if you watched it, because the whole them in snow, winter, they're supposedly in Atlanta, Georgia area. Rivers were freezing and walkers were frozen and not frozen and it was so cold out. And then, anyway, Walking Dead without Rick or Carl, that's a whole other thing. That could be a whole other YouTube video, and maybe will be. Anyway, so yeah, but the funny thing about me recording this now is Walking Dead Season 10 started production a couple days ago. Awesome. Michonne's last season. So, there we go. Pretty sure Michonne is still alive in the comics. Why would you follow the source material at this point, right? What's the point? I mean, they've already deviated so much. Not that they needed to, but it's weird. Especially now without Rick Grimes or Carl. Anyway, I guess all you Daryl fanboys must be loving it, right? Record ratings. Anyway, that was the end of March. So April. Beyonce did some stuff. Cool. Beyonce is one of the hottest women of color in the world. She has a Netflix thing, a live album. Anyway, Beyonce's hot. That's all I got on that. Don't worry, I'm getting to Avengers, because that's what this video is mostly going to be about. Hellboy. So they remade Hellboy. And it flopped. It was a huge, huge box office disappointment. I know a couple people that saw it. One of them is a Colorado Avalanche fan named Catlin. He enjoyed it. It was rated R, lots of violence, for what it was. But how can you do Hellboy? Like, if the actor they cast to play Hellboy is by many accounts just trying to be Ron Perlman, then why wouldn't you just have Ron Perlman do Hellboy again? Anyway, so that was a huge disaster of a box. I think it's made $21 million right now in North America. Came out 3 or 4 weeks ago. Yeah, that's brutal. Trailers looked good though, so I don't know. Maybe when it comes out on Blu-ray, I might buy it if it's on sale. I enjoyed the first Hellboy movie with, I'm not going to say his name because I haven't said his name out loud in a long time. Gilmore. Anyway, not even going to do that. I'm just going to spare you the embarrassment of that. And then I didn't like Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. That was okay, but it wasn't great. I don't know. Just Hollywood, man. Out of ideas. Stupid. So Hollywood directors and writers who bitch about superhero movies taking over the entire Hollywood landscape the last many, many, many years, you can all suck it, because you're just remaking shit, and you're remaking stuff no one wants to see. why don't you take a movie, like movies from the 70s that maybe didn't have great special effects, and remake those? Like, why don't you remake Logan's Run or something? Or an updated version of The Towering Inferno? Like, stuff like that. Cult, weird, obscure movies. I mean, some of them were big in the 70s, obviously, but why don't they do that? You know, why don't you do a remake of Escape from New York if you want to do something with a huge budget and make it super violent and, you know, something like that. Don't just remake Charlie's Angels again. Or, yeah. So, as a pop culture superhero comic book guy, Canadian man who grew up reading comic books and blah, 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 I'm happy. You know, is every superhero comic book movie amazing? No. But most of them are pretty good to very good. And considering the shit Hollywood's doing, they can all, like, seriously, besides Christopher Nolan and Denis Villeneuve, those are the only two writer-directors right now in Hollywood that are really doing anything original. And Denis Villeneuve, I'm saying his name wrong, he's going to remake Dune. And he's filming it right now, and that's going to be amazing. So, yeah, and Christopher Nolan, whatever his next movie is going to be amazing. And, you know, maybe David Fincher will do something else good. Like, it just, you know, fuck. Thanks, Steven Spielberg. Yes, do a remake of West Side Story. Awesome for 2020, because, you know, that's relevant. Okay, so was there anything else? Oh yeah, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. The best show in the history of television. Top 3 in my world of best TV shows ever. Game of Thrones, 24, NYPD Blue. Those are my top 3 shows of all time. And those are the top 3 shows, I think, in the history of television for various reasons. And Game of Thrones Season 8, the final season, is rolling. Just finished episode 4 last Sunday to kind of date this. It's May 8th. And I'm unshaven. But hey, I'm currently in a small town that has 7 gas stations with gas all the same price. 129.9, 130.9. Stupid ridiculous. The only video store that this little town, yes, this town had a video store that was still operating and doing decently from all accounts. That video store just closed in this small town. Universal Video in LLB. Crazy. Oh, and they were building something. That's a whole there. I'm going to do a series on LLB. Don't worry. It's going to be awesome. I might even recorded some now. I'm not going to upload them yet, but they're coming. Don't worry. You're going on blast. Big time. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so Game of Thrones. I don't know why they're rushing it. It seems like they're rushing Game of Thrones. They don't have to. It seems like last season and this season, people were traveling across the country faster than ever, and it's the best show on TV. People were waiting a year and a half or more to see the final season. You don't have to rush it. You don't have to, it's not like the production values are, like they spent millions and millions and millions of dollars on this show. You don't have to rush it. At this point, I think people are like, we should have just got 10 episodes a season for last season and this season. They shouldn't have rushed it into like 7 episodes last season and 6 episodes this season. Because certain things just seem like they're, and how does Jon Snow not pet Ghost at the end of last week's episode? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The direwolf of awesomeness. You don't pet the good boy who survived the war with the White Walkers. Anyway, Game of Thrones is still awesome, even though it's a little bit disappointing. But when you compare that to The Walking Dead, which is drastically been downhill for a number of years, Game of Thrones is still way up there. So yeah, next 2 final episodes of Game of Thrones are going to be awesome, and I'm sure I'm just going to go on a huge Game of Thrones rant and might do a video just about Game of Thrones and how it's an interesting story. It's good. 55 people are going to care about it. Anyway, let's get to Avengers Endgame, the movie, the superhero cinematic masterpiece event of our lifetime. The culmination of all the MCU movies, 22 I think in total, leading up to this movie, the sequel to Infinity War. Whew. Opening weekend, $350 million in North America, makes $1.2 billion worldwide. Opening weekend. This movie is finally going to erase the shit stain that is Avatar as the highest grossing movie of all time. Fucking hate Avatar. I fucking hashtag avatars. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. The movie was okay in 2009 when it came out, December, and then 2010 it just kept rolling. And yeah, it was nominated for Best Picture and Best Director and blah, blah, blah. And it was Blue Monkey People, and it was a Dances with Wolves meets Fern Gully in space, and James Cameron can't come up with original ideas anymore. Avatar's trash. That window is closed. We don't need 4 sequels of Avatar. James Cameron. You know what we need? We need one good Terminator sequel. Terminator 3. Why don't you redo that? Not Terminator fucking PC woman power movie that's coming out. How many more bad Terminator movies do we need? Anyway, going on a little bit of a rant. Because if you're Canadian, you gotta hate James Cameron at this point. You know, trash bag. Anyway, Avengers Endgame. Whew. Like, thanks to friends, and thanks to my boss, and thanks to Catelyn and Devin and Bruce, and a number of people that live in a civilized nation called Edmonton Nation. I just called Edmonton the city a nation. I was able to see this movie Thursday night, Friday, Saturday. Thank you all. You're never going to see this video, but I appreciate it. I tweet it often. Avengers Endgame was a masterpiece of superhero cinematic brilliance that is a movie experience of such good, awesome, outstanding fun. It makes you think of when the Lord of the Rings movies came out, 2001, 2002, 2003. Those were huge, huge, huge event movies, right? And then to go back to the original Star Wars trilogy, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Amazing. I don't think there's been a movie like Endgame and Infinity War. Like, that's what you put them into. That's the box you put them with, because event, superhero, cinematic, comic book, mastery of awesomeness. How Endgame connected so many threads of the MCU universe, touched bases with all these MCU movies. The amount of actors and cameo appearances in Endgame was amazing and outstanding. Actors coming back for a couple minutes just to film a role. Oh, amazing. Like, amazing. From start to finish. I don't know how you don't like this movie. And in August, when I think Endgame should come out on Blu-ray or 4K, to spend 6 hours to watch Infinity War and Endgame back to back, that could be the greatest superhero cinematic movie experience we're ever going to have, maybe ever. And it's crazy. And like, hats off to Kevin Feige, to the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe team, to all the writers and directors and issues and everything. You know, yeah, they've had some misfires, but overall, the MCU has done it the correct way. And DC Comics, DC Films, DC Extended Universe, all that trash, as a DC fan, it hurts me. That was your blueprint. You just follow that. And you couldn't even do that. And Zack Snyder, idiot, went crazy and made it. Ugh. Avengers Endgame. Whew. Ended April on such a high note. It's destroying box office records. It's an amazing movie. And people who are trying to spoil that movie, you're all stupid. You know, get a life. Seriously. Why would you do that? That's why I took the week off, because last year I couldn't see Infinity War for 6 weeks due to work circumstances, and my best movie travel buddy, Catelyn, moved away from LLB, so he was my main movie buddy, so I couldn't go to movies because he was gone. and my other movie buddy was gone, and it just didn't work out. And I avoided spoilers for Infinity War for 6 weeks on the internet. And I'm a hardcore Twitter guy. I stay off Facebook most of the time because Facebook is trash. Get with it. Facebook is garbage. And that's where a lot of spoilers are. So I stay off Facebook. Didn't see a lot of spoilers. But I knew with Endgame, I wasn't going to risk it because I knew what this movie was, it had to accomplish, and there's going to be so many like twists and turns, and just I didn't want to be in that situation. So thankfully, I was able to take the week off, and I was able to see Avengers Endgame 3 days in a row, which saved my soul. Anyway, that's my quick April pop culture news roundup. I mentioned Beyonce's hot, good. Hellboy's stupid. So yeah. Thanks. That's my 2 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents. Yeah, I like shiny coins. I love shiny coins. Fucking love shiny coins. You know how I love women in sexy shoes, sexy high heels, sexy legs, high heels. Did I mention the high heels? And legs and all that stuff? Yeah, that's how much I like shiny coins. And now I gotta do a video about the MCU and re-ranking all my favorite movies of the MCU universe. Cheers. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks.